Hello. Welcome to the weekly Top 10 news brought to you by Solarika, the world's first online community dedicated to solar energy. Researchers from the University of Toronto and King Abdullah University of Science and Technology have made a breakthrough in the development of colloidal quantum dot films, leading to the most efficient CQD solar cell ever. Their work is featured in a letter published in Nature Nanotechnology, which reports that the solar cell was certified at a world record 7.0% efficiency. Quantum dots are semiconductors only a few nanometers in size and can be used to harvest electricity from the entire solar spectrum, including both visible and invisible wavelengths. Unlike current slow and expensive semiconductor growth techniques, CQD films can be created quickly and at low cost, similar to paint or ink. This research paves the way for solar cells that can be fabricated on flexible substrates in the same way newspapers are rapidly printed in mass quantities. Rio de Janeiro is planning an artificial waterfall structure powered by solar energy for the next Olympics Games in 2016. The 345-foot tower, designed by Swiss firm Rafa, is ringed by solar panels at its base, which provide power to the city and the games. The structure stores extra energy from those panels by pumping up seawater, which can then be released to run a turbine and on special occasions, to create an impressive waterfall effect. A new breakthrough will enable manufacturers to make efficient photovoltaics using almost any semiconductor, including cheap and abundant materials like metal oxides, sulfides, and phosphides. A typical photovoltaic cell is built with silicon and treated with chemicals. This treatment is called doping, and it creates the driving force needed to extract power from the cell. Photovoltaics can also be built with cheaper materials, but many of these can't be doped chemically. But a method developed by Professor Alex Zettle's research group at Lawrence Berkeley National Laboratory and University of California at Berkeley makes it possible to dope nearly any semiconductor by applying an electric field instead of chemicals. What the researchers discovered is a new way of designing electrodes to allow an electric field to pass through and dope the semiconductor. Grimway Enterprises Incorporated, the largest carrot grower in the world, is making its carrots green once again by installing approximately 3.4 megawatts of solar energy in 2012. In late May, Conergy won the rights to install solar energy at 5 Grimway production sites located throughout California's San Joaquin Valley. The construction of the first 3 sites is currently underway and will be completed in 2012. Each facility will produce 1.15 megawatts of clean renewable energy and totaling approximately 3.4 megawatts. The installations will prevent the release of more than 6 million pounds of harmful greenhouse gas per year, reduce energy consumption, and save millions in reduced electric costs. This installation enforces the commitment of Clean and Green ORD Grimway to advance sustainability, conservation and energy efficiency. Walmart's College Avenue store in San Diego was unveiled on 31st July as the 100th California Walmart store, now using rooftop solar panels to generate power, contributing to the company's broader goal of being supplied 100% by renewable energy. There are now 100 Walmart stores and Sam's Clubs in California using traditional and thin film solar installations. After launching its solar pilot program in May 2007, Walmart strengthened its commitment to renewable energy in the state of California last year when it announced plans to expand its solar portfolio to more than 75% of its stores in California, approximately 130 stores, by the end of 2013. Public Service Enterprise Group Incorporated, New Jersey utility, proposed investing as much as $883 million to raise the state's solar power capacity by 32%. The spending, subject to approval by the New Jersey Board of Public Utilities, would fund solar projects capable of generating 233 megawatts. Currently, New Jersey has 730.3 megawatts of solar power capacity, and ranks second after California as the state with the most solar power capacity. Legislation signed by the governor on 23 July will require New Jersey utilities including public service electric and gas to get 2.05% of their electricity from solar projects in 2014, up from less than 0.5% now. The solar mandate will rise to 4.1% by 2028. On 3 August, Massachusetts Governor Deval Patrick signed into law the 2012 Energy Act. Among other provisions, this comprehensive energy bill raises the cap on an important solar program called net metering. Most solar electric installations are connected to the grid and feed excess power produced to other utility customers. Net metering rules gives customers credit for extra power they generate. Solar advocates applauded the new net metering law, which will keep Massachusetts' impressive solar growth on track and clear the way for the state to meet its renewable energy goals. The Massachusetts net metering program has successfully enabled thousands of homes, businesses and public agencies to go solar, save on their utility bills, and invest in the state's local solar economy. Massachusetts is one of 43 states that have adopted net metering laws to encourage development of solar and other small renewable energy systems. The German Federal Network Agency has released the numbers for photovoltaic installations for the first half of 2012. It states that in Germany a total capacity of 4,373.5 megawatts have been added. This is the highest ever for a first half. The latest statistics in July showed that the photovoltaic contribution to electricity needs in the country grew 47% in the first half of the year. Solar photovoltaic contribution grew from 3.6 to 5.3% in this period. In May, photovoltaics accounted for approximately 10% of Germany's energy supply according to the Federal Association of Energy and Water. After a lengthy process, the Philippines Energy Regulatory Commission has approved a feed-in tariff scheme for a number of renewable energy sources this week. For photovoltaics, a feed-in tariff of peso 9.68 per kilowatt-hour or 23 cents per kilowatt-hour has been announced. Gunter Machuk, the vice president of the Philippine Solar Power Alliance, told PV Magazine that while the FIT is much lower than expected, that it is not a reason to give up. He also explained that the solar industry in the country has perhaps missed an early opportunity by focusing on utility-scale applications and neglecting somewhat the potential of the rooftop market in the country. Data made available this week by the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy (MNRE) of India shows that the solar photovoltaic installations in India have crossed the 1,000 megawatt or 1 gigawatt mark. As at the end of June, India had grid interactive solar PV installed capacity of 1,030.66 megawatts. Most of the capacities have come up in the states of Rajasthan and Gujarat. In addition, India had 85.21 megawatts of off-grid solar PV systems, counting only those that are higher than 1 kilowatt. Ironically, this announcement was followed by one of the worst blackouts in more than a decade in India. Half of India was left powerless for a number of days this week as the northern and eastern grids collapsed, affecting about 25 states in India. Thank you for listening to this edition of the weekly Top 10 Solar News, brought to you by Solarika. Log in to www.solarika.org for more information, updates and discussion.